The European Copper Institute is often asked, what are your main arguments for more ambitious energy efficiency targets? Europe could meet its climate change and carbon targets by converting its electricity supply generation away from fossil fuels. However, this would not necessarily deliver real reductions in final energy demand. Setting an ambitious energy efficiency target would be a clear signal that the EU is serious about rebuilding its competitiveness based on clean, affordable energy. It would also incentivize the manufacturers and installers of energy-efficient products and services to increase investment and create much-needed local jobs. Since copper has excellent electrical conductivity, increasing its intensity of use in applications such as electric motors, voltage transformers, wires and cables will cut electricity demand and hence lead to lower CO2 emissions. In July, the European Commission proposed a 2030 energy efficiency target of 30%, but left open whether or not this should be binding. In line with many other stakeholders, including the Coalition for Energy Savings, the European Copper Institute strongly believes that a binding energy efficiency target of 40% would help deliver the EU's economic energy savings potential. I hope that the European Parliament and Council will inject this greater level of ambition in its October decisions.
Energy efficiency communication that the Commission adopted in July therefore sets a very ambitious target for energy efficiency as part of the 2030 energy and climate package. The target that's been set is an ambitious level of 30% savings up to 2030. This will deliver real results in the economy of Europe. And of course, one of the key issues is that for the first time, we have broken the link between continuous GDP growth, which of course we want, and the associated linked energy consumption growing at the same time. Energy efficiency has allowed us to break that link and means that we can continue our economic growth without having to increase our energy consumption. However, we won't achieve the targets for 2030 easily. It will be an effort and it will have a cost. We estimate that investments of the order of 50 billion euros a year will be needed between now and 2030, but of course the savings will be in excess of 400 billion euros just in terms of less imported energy into the European Union. And that of course doesn't even start to take into account the benefits to the consumer and to the citizen of the investments that will be made, because of course our focus in this period will be on the building stock in Europe, ensuring that the houses, the apartments that we live in are comfortable, are healthy, do deliver to us the kind of environment that is most conducive to a pleasant and healthy lifestyle. So the investment, of course, is very important in terms of delivering the energy objectives, but perhaps even more important in delivering a lifestyle and a level of comfort for us as citizens in the European Union.
When speaking about energy efficiency, the first thing which comes to my mind is copper, because apart from silver, copper is the most efficient metal of our world. For sure, you need a lot of energy to produce copper, but during the lifetime of copper and during use, you get this back. And we need copper for the challenges of our future, if it comes to e-mobility, renewable energy, or decentralized energy distribution. And if we look to the EU targets, you have to take into account, since decades we are trying to reduce our energy demand because we want to reduce our cost to be competitive. We are successful with this, but this has its limits. We want to continue also in the future, but it has its limits, and we should not be much more burdened than our competitors outside Europe. So the copper industry, the energy-intensive industry, is not the problem. We are part of the solution for our future.
The start of a new parliamentary term is an opportunity to look at our challenges with fresh eyes. One of the biggest challenges we have in Europe is a challenge to invest in green energy, to invest in combating climate change. And to do that, we need ambitious targets for 2030. And the Commission came out with their proposal, and it's not ambitious enough, far from ambitious enough. I want at least 45% of CO2 reduction in 2030. I want at least 40% energy efficiency in 2030. And I want at least 30% of renewable energies in 2030. And all these targets, it must be binding targets. For us, it's an opportunity not only to solve the climate crisis, the energy crisis, and to become more independent of Russian gas import and import of Middle Eastern oil. It's also an opportunity to fight for jobs in the green technology sector, in the green energy sector in Europe. It can spark growth again in Europe, and we can again see that Europe is on the right track. So my message is clear: we need ambitious targets, and we need a growth and job policy to a green and sustainable economy in Europe that is independent from foreign oil and foreign gas.